So I'm Amy, and I am on the capture team. I've been on the capture team for about 2 years now. And this is one of my resident dogs, Violet, who was actually caught as a stray. And I have three other fur babies at home, one of which is actually a puppy of one of our other duck dogs that is still in our care. And I have some kitty cats in there too.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm also a capture team member. I think I've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now, something like that. This is Greer, and this is Izzy. These are my personal dogs. He's not officially adopted yet, but
yeah. And my name is Devin, and I have been with Duck Team 6 for about 7 years now, and I am the capture coordinator. I have two personal dogs at home, one being Miley, who is a Duck Team 6 dog, and I have a cat as well.
Okay, so basically what we wanted to talk about today was the story of Sadie and how her buck and ranger came to be acknowledged by Duck Team 6 and become part of our capture process and how everything kind of went down, which is how Amy got them involved, basically. So I guess we can start there.
Yeah, so it's funny you say story. I feel like it's more like a saga. So bear with us, guys. This is going to be very long. It's a lot, yeah. So Sadie kind of came into our lives back in August, completely randomly. I was out doing some investigating on a different case and stumbled across Buck Ranger Sadie and at the time, three other puppies. I independently got the three puppies caught, rescued. Katie was actually with me on those. We ended up getting those sweet babies caught. Oh yeah, you did get pooped on. You did.
This was because I originally said we don't usually take multiple dogs because we knew it was. I knew I was like, it's going to be really hard.
So yeah, I forgot. I went to you and I was like, hey, so like, here's the deal. And Devin made me a deal instead and said if we can get the puppies taken care of independently and get them to safety and into a rescue, then we can start working. At the time, we thought on three dogs that we were going to trap one by one by one.
Did we know it was three, or did we just know it was Sadie?
I think we knew it was three, but we knew we had to get Sadie first because female. But all of those three puppies in particular all got rescued, saved. I drove them to Nashville to meet Kind Paws out of Ohio, and they are all adopted, doing fantastic, living their best lives. But the best part of Sadie's puppy story, the first set, is Riggs. And so
the Riggs happened before
they went on transport.
Even went on transport.
Yeah, right? Before they went on transport. That's right. Because you and I had gone out to set up a trap or a camera for conditioning for Sadie. Mm-hmm. And we were in the midst of talking about it. And I said, someone said they've seen a fourth. I've never seen a fourth. So I'm thinking this fourth puppy doesn't exist. And then lo and behold, Devin, you were like, Amy, there's the fourth puppy. And I think we were both like completely in shock. And that's when it scampered. At the time, we didn't know it. We didn't know it was male or female. It scampered under a large dumpster.
We just knew he was injured.
We just knew he was injured.
We just thought he was injured.
Yeah. And so, Devin, go from there. Explain what we did next.
But I don't even know how to explain it. It feels like such a rush. So basically, he crawled under an industrial-sized dumpster, and there was a parking spot next to it that had flooded with stagnant water. And it
was fly swarming dumpster water.
I mean, I'm surprised we didn't get West Nile.
It's miraculous, actually.
Yeah.
And this is the fun about doing these videos is our own dogs like to participate.
Yeah. Violet has some chosen words. So you went in originally, and you were too tall.
Yes, I was too tall to get under the dumpster to reach in to get Riggs at the time, so I had to call for backup. So
yeah, so I went in and still was too tall and ended up bending, like getting down on my knees in that grimy water and like the slimy
And all we had was a tablecloth.
Oh yeah, we used our old tablecloth.
We had a table. That's all we had with us.
We had an event that weekend or something. So we used the tablecloth and kind of cornered him, and then you caught him as we pushed him out from underneath there. And we realized how bad his paw was. Like the whole bottom half of his paw pad was missing. And
partial of his top of his paw was gone too.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, did he hate us.
I wish you had been there because he was so mad at us.
I hate missing a puppy capture. They're so fun to hand capture.
Yeah, he was not happy at all.
He gave the best side eye I've ever seen in my life. Like, why did y'all do this?
I think it's because he had the one Sadie eye too, though, like the blue. Because she has the one brown and one blue. But yeah, holy cow, he was mad.
Yeah.
And then we went and took him to the vet.
Immediately to the vet.
Thanks to our medical coordinator, Lori, at the time. She set it up for us so we could take him to Dallas Animal Urgent Care. And yeah, we were soaking wet still and just
with a terrified puppy
sitting in it.
Yeah.
It was so
covered in fleas.
Yeah.
But Dallas Animal Urgent Care got us in really quick.
They did.
And they did some x-rays. And they had shared with us that they thought he would make a full recovery. And so that's how Riggsy came to be.
Yeah.
And through the course of time, I think I had Riggs for about a week. He became the sweetest, most loving little boy. Yeah. We took him, Katie and I, to events and everywhere with us. He was the star of the show everywhere we went. Everyone loved him.
We spoiled him rotten too. We wouldn't put him down. We were like, no, he needs to be held.
Yeah, he's just a baby. He's got a hurt paw, guys. We have to hold him.
Yeah. And then he went to Jamie, and it was her friend who wanted to foster to adopt him. And then they did some more x-rays and unfortunately found that his leg had to be amputated. But he has since made a full recovery, and he's been adopted.
And not to tear up, because I'm trying not to, but we did get to see him recently at Bow Wow Bingo.
We did see him at Bow Wow Bingo.
His now adopter brought him to Bow Wow Bingo, and I think we were all like just enthralled with his existence. And he was so sweet and so loving, like he's the bestest boy. Yeah. And he's so loved.
Seems like the whole family just absolutely adores him.
Yeah.
Don't eat that.
Dogs, am I right?
So that is the epic story of Riggs. And we just thought, you know what? The rest of it will be easy. Oh, we were so wrong.
Yeah, that was.
So I think we got Riggs. And so once Riggs all the puppies were captured, we started, doing foster pleas for Sadie. Foster stepped up in November.
A lot of pleading.
A lot of pleading. I think Devin and I had been out and caught another dog that night, and thought we were on a roll. We had gone someplace before, or we were out doing something.
We were helping Monica, another capture volunteer, with
that's right.
A dog.
A different case.
Deemed too dangerous.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Then going on to get caught and safe.
What was too dangerous? Capturing. It was that older German Shepherd.
It was on the corner of the busy roads.
Yeah, next to the gas station.
Yeah.
She would not.
Right.
Yeah.
And people were feeding her all over, and she wouldn't back away from. She was crossing the busy intersection.
She wouldn't go in the truck.
Yeah.
Side note: we have a really tough time sometimes determining what cases we can and can't take, and sometimes in the middle, like the case we're talking about, it becomes too dangerous for the dogs, and so we have to then report it to Dallas Animal Services because of the urgency of it, and so they go out and they work with us. And we let them know, and they go out and they have a lot more tools, equipment, people that can handle the more emergency situations. But so we were out leaving that case, and I think we were like, let's go try for Sadie.
She's only 20 minutes away.
She's only 20 minutes away. She'll go in first. All this is correct. Well, Sadie went in first. She always ate before the boys. Walked in first, trap closes. Devin and I walk up, approach her like we do. Not talking to her, giving her time to relax, completely relaxed for probably the first 15, 20 seconds until I think it clicked in her head like, oh, I'm trapped. I'm stuck. On our traps, we sometimes will use a Python lock, wrap it around a game camera, and that's how we monitor the progress of the dog. And so Sadie, the brilliant dog that she is,
Probably the smartest dog we've got.
absolute smartest dog. And we will tell you all about how she trained us too. She sure did grab the python lock on the back of the trap, concave in the back of the trap, and jump out.
Yeah.
While we just sat there in complete, I was like right beside her.
I think it took less than 15 seconds.
Uh-huh. Like once she realized, oh yeah, she
And
masterminded her way out.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to advise you to stick your fingers in the trap or anything, trying to hold on to the door, because I didn't want you to get bit.
Right.
You know,
And then
I don't want to risk your safety on top of the dog's safety, whereas we don't want them to have a bite record when they, go to the rescue or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we made the decision to let her exit the trap.
She didn't give us a choice.
She didn't give us a choice.
Yeah.
No, so we didn't let her. She actually
Yeah.
exited the trap on her own accord.
Yeah.
Which is actually so funny that we were thinking, you know what, she won't go back in that trap. In true Sadie fashion, later on the camera, within hours later, she was back at the trap eating at the back of the trap on camera. And we were like, okay, we've got hope. Maybe reconditioning won't take as long. We'll do a quick reconditioning.
The boys are still going in.
Boys.
Ranger, we're doing it just fine.
Yeah. And so we thought, you know what? We got this. She'll go in. Let's give her a week or two to get her reconditioned to the trap. I think then we're hitting about Thanksgiving week. And then that's the week that Katie and I spent, 10-hour days out there?
Yeah.
Going back and forth between two cases. We would go and we quickly learned that Sadie's smarter than us in our capturing methods.
Yep.
I'll let Katie explain how she trained us.
Yeah, well, and she's so smart. Cars went in and out of there all day, so they didn't care about cars. Cars didn't bother them. People didn't bother them. They didn't care if they were just food motivated. But Sadie was so smart. She would notice that we would change the smallest thing on the trap. And she'd be like, nope, they're here. I'm not going in. And she just wouldn't go in. She didn't care about our cars. She didn't really pay attention to our cars. It was the trap. The smallest thing would change because we'd have to do something to
Unlock it. Yeah.
And she would not go in. The boys would go in. She still wouldn't go in. So she taught us so we were like, okay, well, let's just trail some food in there. She's not coming. We could see her. We knew exactly where she was. She was always in the same spot. So we were like, okay, we'll just trail some weenies to get her in. So she would go eat the weenies until maybe a foot in front of the trap. Didn't care about the rest. So we did that a few times, and then we were like, this dog just trained us to feed her so she doesn't have to go in the trap.
It just hit us at once. We were like, and we're trained.
Yep, and she trained us, and she's not going in.
And then you had to go and make the mock.
Yeah, because you guys were at one point you were having to use the remote trigger.
The remote trigger
the
for
boys started going in first.
Yeah, because then this feeding routine, their feeding routine, Buck and Ranger would eat first and Sadie would eat last, so we thought we'd have to use the remote, and so the remote requires some additional pieces to the trap. So
it's a big battery box and some wires, and then it's basically an electromagnet with some carabiners to make it attach to the trap. She would notice that immediately. Even if it was hidden, she would know immediately. So I had to create us some fake equipment that looked like it. I got us a battery box and made the wire out of yarn and got pieces of wood with carabiners, made the pieces black because I didn't want to leave any detail out because I knew she'd know. And we had to use this fake equipment to get her used to the fake equipment being there.
Yeah, she would.
You did though. It looked really good.
Thank
I was
you.
so
realistic.
impressed. I was like, oh, this is the dummy equipment. Okay.
Thank you.
My favorite part is when she would notice. So we use a Rio that will show us a live stream from our vehicles, and we would put it 10 to 20 feet away underneath something, and she'd walk up and smell it like, nah, I'm not going in that trap today.
And most dogs don't care. They smell it.
They don't notice
they'll
it.
walk around it. sometimes they don't notice it, you know, they don't really care. It doesn't, they're just like, oh, okay, this is here now. And then they just go and continue on their way. But
Not Sadie.
Not this beautiful girl.
wasn't it a couple times we got like $30 rotisserie chicken?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
From down the street, chicken polita.
Yeah, chicken polita. yeah.
Yeah. It was good chicken.
Yeah.
But we did
This
this.
is not advertised.
This is not a paid advertisement. We did that for days on end. We would go out. Holidays, was it New Year's Day we went out? I mean,
well,
you two.
We spent our entire
Thanksgiving break.
I was
between Sadie and Sadie out there.
That's what we did every day.
Yeah.
And then every weekend we were attempting once to go out for Sadie. And just, she was not having it. I'm trying to think when we decided to set up the corral for her, when we were finally, that's when we were noticing the pregnancy, and Sadie ballooned overnight. Like, we had no idea she was pregnant.
Because it was over Christmas. That's when we saw that picture. It was over Christmas.
And it was like 2 days. Like, she went from you couldn't tell to, oh, she's going to pop. And that's when we hustled to get the corral set up, because we thought she'd have pregnancy brain and not outsmart us. Oh, that was funny of us too. So there was, how many of us? 5 or 6 of us that went up and set out a corral. Why don't you explain what a corral is? Missy trip. So we took a corral, otherwise known as a Missy trap, out, and I'll let Katie kind of explain what that setup looks like and kind of what that means.
Yeah, so a corral is what we call it. Pretty much every other trapper, I think, calls it a Missy trap. Don't know why we call it something different. We just do. But it's basically, so if you know what a dog run, where we use Retriever is the brand we use. They're panels that make fencing that are, I don't know, 7 feet high. About 7 by 4, I want to say, are what the panels are. So we put those together in a rectangle. And then we have a door on it that opens. We use the remote trigger, that same one we use on the box traps. We lock it open when we're conditioning for the dogs. We have springs on the door so that it's always ready to close. And we put a soccer net on the top, zip tie it down really good, and we stake it into the ground. All of this is because the dogs are known to try to crawl under, push it up, get under there, crawl up and out. You've seen crazy things. We always make sure the door opens inward, because if you have it opening outward, the dogs will charge the door and hit it sometimes hard enough for it to swing open. So
break off.
Yeah. So that's the corral.
And the setup alone, we have to rent a U-Haul. We have to go to storage, get all the panels out. I would say it takes half a day to get a corral set up, but between all the traveling, the getting everything, and then setting everything up is another 1 to 2 hours minimum. And it takes, 4+ of us to get that set up. So it's a big ordeal.
It's kind of the last resort. You try everything else first. Sometimes the dogs just respond better because it's a bigger space. But.
Yeah, so we went out and we had the corral set up in hopes that pregnant Sadie with her pregnancy brain would somehow fall for our tomfoolery.
Or just because it was different. Maybe she wouldn't notice.
Yeah, maybe she just wouldn't go in. And in true Sadie fashion, she did. She noticed everything, but she went in. And she would go into the corral again when we weren't there. We knew at this time that unfortunately we were looking down at, like, we have a couple days left to capture her before she gave birth. We were hoping to get her. Didn't matter how long we sat out there, she just would not go in to the corral when we were there.
Or she wouldn't show up.
And so she disappeared for a few days, and that was kind of our sign of, okay, she's given birth.
Was this before the freeze or during?
This is before the freeze.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's when we knew we had to find the puppies. I don't even think we knew about the weather yet. This started like a week before we knew the weather was coming.
Right. Yeah.
We just knew there was other wildlife, coyotes out there, just kind of hazardous.
And then we had
A lot of ground. we thought, it's so funny, Katie, in the beginning, Katie and I thought, well, we're just going to crawl over this one area. And if she has the puppies, it will be right here. We actually walked back, and we realized there was probably a mile of areas she could be in at least.
More than a mile.
Yeah.
More than a mile.
It was a lot of area.
Yeah.
And so, again, we're racing against the clock because we want to find the puppies as soon as you can, just because of the other wildlife. There was also hogs that were known to be out there. And so I was going morning and night to strategically move our game cameras to see how far down she was traveling to try to catch her coming and going. I didn't necessarily care about the time she was doing it. I was caring about if she was passing the cameras. And so this took, what, a week and a half, a week?
Was this after we gathered the entire capture team, a couple volunteers, and covered all of the ground?
This is, oh yeah, I skipped right ahead. We had the big puppy search party.
Yeah.
We've had the drones out.
The drones out twice. Yeah, we had Carly and Drew, who are part of our capture team, and also with Rough Road Revival came out and brought the drone. I brought a thermal drone for us twice to try to find the puppies, and no luck. So through moving the game cameras over the course of however long.
Did we mention, by the way, the area this was all in was, there's a metal recycling plant here, a recycling plant here. I don't know exactly how the trucks are connected, but there's just rows and rows of 18-wheelers that are parked there, and they trade out the trailers. A huge field here behind a fence, another field over here that goes to a bridge you've never seen, a ditch.
Drive over that too.
Multiple
times. Yeah.
And then the straight line of vegetation on some small creek.
So also, just in general, tons of places that you're like, please don't have the puppies in there.
Yeah, please don't have them there, but also a puppy paradise in any of these locations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we even walked the metal scrapyard too.
We basically on foot looked all these places. We had a puppy search party come out and help us twice.
We had a plea for volunteers on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and
people
so
showed up and helped us.
Yeah, and so we were really getting intense. Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I know on multiple occasions, all three of us were in the trenches. Crawling hand and knee through vegetation, scratching our arms up. It was middle of the night. We were out there with headlamps on. You name it. I think there's a really funny video of Devin recording me coming out of some of the brush, and I'm saying, Sadie, this isn't funny anymore.
Insert clip.
Insert clip.
Favorite video.
And so it was, and now we have weather against us. We have now found out that
it was about January at this time, right?
February, somewhere, whenever the ice storm hit.
February.
Yeah. Well, then we kind of narrowed down the search. We found through moving the cameras that she was jumping over a log into someone's backyard.
On the log and climbing it.
That's right. She was jumping on the log, climbing the log, and jumping over into the backyard.
This is also probably, what would you say, a half mile from where all of this originally started, where we had her feeding station and the trap.
Where she had the other puppies at. Yeah.
Like a half mile away, which we did not anticipate.
At all.
It was still like in the brush area where the log was, like the broken down tree, the fallen tree, excuse me. It was fallen perfectly so she could just hop over it, hop on top of it, and then walk her happy self and jump over the fence. Because he had some sort of platform
for her to kind of go onto.
Where she could walk onto.
I will say the saddest part about this was Buck could go over in this backyard, but our sweet baby boy Ranger couldn't make it over. Yeah, sweet baby.
He couldn't jump on the log.
He couldn't jump on the log. So we were able to figure out that Sadie had these puppies in someone's backyard, and this homeowner had told us he had already checked, but turns out when I showed up the footage, he was going to allow me to go in just by myself to get the puppies. I went in and kind of assessed the situation, and I was like, oh, I can't fit under this trailer.
This was in, when we were there, this was also in freezing cold rain. By the
This
way.
is the night the ice.
This was hours before the ice came in. I think you
Hours.
guys had maybe 2 or 3 hours tops
Hmm.
Yeah,
to get those puppies
it was,
and get her on top of it.
It was raining and it was freezing and it was absolutely miserable.
Yeah. And so he said I could go in. I was like, assess this. Oh, I can't reach them. So I go get Katie. Katie comes in. So the trailer, the puppies were underneath a trailer with, oh gosh, do you think a foot of space where you could get under? Like, it was not very much space.
Yeah, it was the tightest squeeze by far that I've had to go through to get puppies.
Yeah. And so Katie was on one side, kind of gently getting the puppies from Sadie, while I was on the other side talking to Sadie to keep her distracted. They were nursing.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
actively nursing when I called under to get them.
Yeah, they were nursing. They were so cute.
Just a sidebar here. We are all volunteers, so this was on a Friday night after work, a whole week of work, and then we do this as like whenever our time is available or allows us to. So just wanted to mention that.
Cancel plans.
Yeah,
Cancel
or we cancel
plans. We
That's
miss
why-
plans.
That's why I was saying you guys had like 2 or 3 hours, and I want people to understand it's because like time was literally against you guys.
Yeah. The
You
clock was
came
ticking.
directly from work. You hustled down to Dallas, and you had to negotiate with this neighbor and see, or this guy who owned the property, and see if they would let you do it.
Yeah, it was a lot of things had to come to fruition that night for us to get the puppies.
Well, and you tried to get Sadie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we said, we got all the puppies. Katie was able to reach in there.
I almost had to be dragged out.
I forgot that. You were like, Amy.
I was like, Amy, can you come get me out?
And we were thinking maybe we could catch Sadie in this situation
Which, by
too.
the way, just Sadie was so sweet. Through all of it.
I was so surprised.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
just letting it happen. Like, she knew. I think she knew.
Yeah.
We were helping.
I was taking puppies that were actively nursing off of her, and she did not make a movement towards me, did not growl, did not show any aggression at all.
Yeah. No.
Which she could have like eaten my face off. If she had come for me, I was not getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But she was. So don't do this at home.
I was about to say, insert the warning of "Do not do this at home."
Do not try this
Disclaimer.
at home.
The warning, disclaimer. Put it all in there.
Yeah. Don't do this. Seriously, it's very, very dangerous. We did it very strategically and slowly. I also do have my rabies shots. Because I do this work, I voluntarily went and got rabies shots to help minimize risk.
But yeah, we got the puppies, and then Sadie abruptly got up and ran and scrammed out of where we got the puppies from. We went and got the puppies warmed up.
Put them in a hot car.
Put them in a hot car, got them kind of some warmth. And then we thought, okay, like we've seen successfully in the past, we get the puppies, we put the puppies behind a trap. Mama dog walks into the trap for the puppies. So we're like, Sadie has to do this. Sadie's like the best mom. She kept all these puppies alive.
We didn't really have the right type of kennel with us for the puppies. This was all very last minute because we found out last minute the storm was coming. We finally figured out
where they were at.
Narrowed them down last minute. It was all a last-ditch effort before this storm came.
And you were fighting that property owner for like the entire week trying to get access.
Yeah, him saying they weren't there.
Yeah. So we grabbed what we could and got there as fast as we could. So we didn't really have the right kennel to do this because normally you need a kennel that is a close size to the trap, and you have to put a blanket over it so that the only way the mama dog can see them is through the trap. So we didn't have it quite right, but that's okay. We tried.
We tried.
And in some areas you succeeded greatly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we end up
very impressive.
This is the best part of the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Is the puppies weren't making enough sounds.
Mm-hmm.
We got them warmed up. We put them in the crate, hoping that Sadie would walk in. They weren't making enough sounds. So in my, what can I do to help this? I decide, let me get this cell phone out and play puppy sounds and put this on top of the crate where the puppies were. And sure enough, Sadie came. She sniffed around. We saw her sniff around. She investigated things. Instead of walking into the trap, she actually took my phone in her mouth, carried it up a hill to the log, where she jumped on the log with my phone in her mouth. Insert clip. Funny clip. And she jumped back over into the backyard and went and put my cell phone in the mud, buried my cell phone in mud. We had to then.
And I said, I found the.
You were texting.
Yeah, I saw the clip. So I was watching the video. I was watching the footage because I wasn't there, and I saw it on the game camera. And I said, "Oh, Sadie is back. They said they have the puppies. They're trying to trap her, but she has something in her mouth." And I downloaded the video from Reveal, and it was her. And I said, I was like, "Oh crap!" I remember being like, "Holy crap!" I think I called Katie, but you were busy doing with the puppies or something. So I called Carly because Carly was there, or I texted her. I said, "I think Sadie has Amy's phone."
That's the funniest text ever. You're right.
Yeah, it was your phone because I saw the phone case and I was like, "That's freaking Amy's phone." Yeah.
And so we had to I logged into someone's Find My Phone, and we played the sound, and we had to then spend 10 to 15 minutes doing recon work to find my phone that she had buried underneath the trailer in the mud.
Also, at this point, the homeowner had gone inside, and we couldn't get him out for
He'd gone into shower.
For 10 minutes, maybe. He wasn't answering his door.
So it was a whole situation. Then we realized we had to find bottle feeders quickly. And so we were able, that was very stressful. We were able to luckily secure bottle feeders.
Well, we had to find bottle feeders because the storm was moving in and Sadie had basically just given up on coming back for the puppies.
Yeah.
And I remember us having this conversation and my immediate gut reaction was no.
Mm-hmm. Because we normally don't separate
mom and puppies. And I was like, these puppies, they need her. And then, after discussing and calming me down a little bit, y'all were like, these puppies aren't going to make it if they stay out. And you were right. They wouldn't have. No. I know I was fully in the wrong on that part. But sometimes these judgment calls,
take
are
a
very
team.
hard. Yeah. And that's why we have a board and why we all discuss things. But we decided the best way to move forward was to find bottle feeders. Mm-hmm. And we put out a plea on Facebook and we found them.
Yeah. Okay. So we secured the bottle feeders.
Right.
And so now we're basically in a race against time to get the puppies to the bottle feeders before the ice hit.
And the whole situation, because the temperatures were, dropping lower,
rapidly.
Yeah, dropping very quickly. And while we care about the dog safety, ultimately we have to keep our volunteers safe. So
we made a really tough decision.
Yeah.
To give Sadie some time to recoup and try again the absolute second that we could.
Yeah, which was, we were going to try Monday with the puppies again, which we did. Mm-hmm. We did. But anyway, sorry.
Oh, yeah. So the puppies got dropped off at the foster, I think I got home and it was already freezing over. So it was literally in the nick of time we got the puppies to safety.
Yeah.
I know that we all three communicated, the whole team, about how hard the decision was for the next few days. I know I couldn't watch the game cameras to watch Sadie pacing, looking for the dogs. It was far too much to see how sad she was.
But I did also, though, we set up shelter for Sadie and the boys. Yep. Amy made a really good shelter for them.
So down at the corral, half a mile away. Yeah.
And they used it. They used it the entire weekend.
I was going to say,
even
they worked.
After that.
Yeah, it worked. Sadie met up with the boys. She met up with the boys. The next morning, she was with them. So we had a camera also set up down at the shelter that was set up with lots of straw, pet carriers that were wrapped so that the breeze couldn't get in. And Sadie and the boys used it all weekend, and they stayed safe.
Tons of dog food.
Tons of dog food. And then whenever I could, I'll kibble. Yeah. And whenever I could, I would go down there and take more food whenever the roads would allow. And Then Devin and I went out that Monday whenever the roads were a little bit better.
A little bit better is a far stretch. They were not better.
They were not great by any means.
And then we had to cross that horrible tiny bridge to get to the corral. And I think I almost slipped like
Mhm.
multiple times. And we're just carrying like little puppies. How
Mhm.
old were they at that time? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, in Sadie fashion, did not show up.
No. And we played. Oh, I remember Drew had that.
Blue speaker, the
Yeah,
Bluetooth speaker.
He had a Bluetooth speaker, and we played their puppy sounds on it from the capture, and they just.
She never showed.
Mm-mm. And then they started getting hungry, so we had to feed them in the car.
Y'all fed them in the car, yeah. Then we got them back to the bottle feeders. And then we decided we'd try again the next night. It was the next night, right? Yeah.
Was it?
I think y'all did 2 nights.
Yeah, and it was the second night.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was you, me, and Courtney went out the second night.
And we didn't take the puppies.
We did not take the puppies. The puppies, we were, after kind of like assessing it and talking about it, the puppies didn't lure her in. So we didn't want to put them back out in the cold again and
Yeah, we didn't want to risk it.
risk that, them getting sick or anything. So we went back out the second night in a row, hopeful, yet we weren't sure if she'd show up. And we were there maybe 30 minutes. We weren't there very long.
We were there. Gosh, I should have looked at our time schedule on that day. But yeah, we weren't there very long.
We weren't there very long. And Sadie showed up.
No, I think we were there for maybe an hour.
But yeah, Sadie showed up, and I think we were completely in shock that she showed up. And she walked in.
The boys walked in first, remember? And then we had to
wait. So it's something sweet that really the boys do is Buck will let Ranger eat first, and then Buck stands outside the corral and waits. But they both went in, they ate, and then Sadie made her way in, and it was just her, which perfect. And Devin hit that button, and it closed that door, and she was caught. And that's when the real fun began. Yeah, this is another capture for the books.
I don't think I'll ever forget this capture.
I don't know how we could.
It's pretty intense.
Right.
And Courtney is a newer volunteer. Katie couldn't be there.
Mm-mm.
So Courtney came along with us, and she's a newer volunteer, and we were like, okay, be ready, because this is a different level.
It's going to get messy.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a different kind of capture that normally would probably scare a couple beginning volunteers away.
Yeah.
But she was
in it.
She was steady the whole time.
Yeah. Well, before we actually got her in the trap, in the corral, I thought I had another genius idea, just like I have with my cell phone. I have the genius idea to put together crate in the corral in case she went in. The crate would already be made, and we could get her to go into the crate. In fact, she used the crate to start launching herself.
Hey, but it came in.
It came in handy, yeah. But looking back on it now, I leave the crate not put together, flat. But Sadie got on top of the crate and was trying to use that to jump out of the netting. Sadie was running around to every corner of the corral, assessing, almost looking for a weak spot. And she found one. And so originally we had the bike gloves on. Devin jumped on top of the shelter that we had down there.
Oh, no, this was before, because I jumped on the shelter after she jumped up.
That's right.
She climbed first.
She climbed up
and got herself
stuck
in the netting.
In the soccer net on top. So she's climbing there stuck. And then
she had to have bitten through it to get stuck in the first place, right?
She was thrashing. Yeah. Trying to thrash through the net.
It out. Because I had to take clippers and cut it off.
Wow.
So I think she got stuck in it, yeah. And so this is my favorite part. Devin's got her bike gloves on. She's holding Sadie's muzzle. Also keep in mind, Sadie was never aggressive towards us in this whole situation. She had no aggressive. She just didn't want to be caught. My favorite part is Devin saying, "I don't think that's a good idea," and I proceeded to enter.
He said, "I got it," and I was like, "You're right. You're right."
And so I walked in. I took the crate that now has come in handy because I flipped it to where the crate door was open. And so we strategically got a slip lead on her and worked to get her toes crawled back down the cage or down the retriever panel, and she slowly dropped in to the crate, and then I shut it and I laid on it.
Yeah. Like, you know how like crested geckos have like sticky toes? Yeah. It was like she had like sticky toes because
we had to like walk them.
We had to pry each individual toe from the corral panel.
And to keep her safe, to be calm.
Yeah.
Because she was picking up on our energy, so we had to remain calm and
we
just
were trying to not freak Courtney out too.
Right. So you and I were calmly talking to each other, which
I don't know how we've never
we
done that.
we don't do that ever. Like that's not what we do.
No, like we don't do that.
And we stayed so calm, so neutral toned, and just talked through what we were doing. It's impressive.
I know.
Yeah, and I know. And then once she got into the crate, I slammed it, I laid on it. I had carabiners in my pocket. I start carabinering the crate.
Oh, and she had also chewed the slip lead in half in 3 seconds flat.
Yeah.
Okay. You texted us.
Yeah, so I'm at home. I couldn't be there because I couldn't get out of my parking lot. I'm completely iced in. And so I'm watching the cameras because I have FOMO. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sadie's in there. And I'm watching on the live cam, and all I see is a crate in front of the camera with Amy holding it. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why is she possibly holding a crate? I have no idea what's happening. Cannot fathom why she's holding a crate. And then I finally see Sadie in the crate, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then I see Sadie just like chomp, chomp, chomp. And her slip lead is just like in pieces. And I'm like, hey guys, she's
the slip
lead, but it is entertaining her. So that's good.
Yeah. She had that thing in like 3 pieces, I think.
Immediately.
It was like one bite.
Yeah.
Actually, it's crazy how quick she went through that slip lead.
And it was one of our thick ones.
Mm-hmm. And so at this point, we know to take every precaution necessary with Sadie. And we were like, we've got to pull Devin's car up right next to the exit of the corral.
So we use our personal cars for capture. Not always my favorite. But we did get some kind donations from 4 Canines, plug. And
really great car liners, just saying.
Yeah, really great cargo liners. But yeah, I had to drive my car across this old, tiny concrete bridge over ice with like tree branches scraping against my Kia.
Your black Kia.
My pretty black Kia. Fine, it's fine.
All in the name of capture.
All in the name of Sadie. And then
you backed up right to where when your trunk opened, there was less than a foot.
I mean, and we had pre-zip tied that crate.
No one was getting out of that crate.
It had to be, and these were like the thick zip ties.
Hundreds of zip ties.
It was going to have to be a prison break.
Yeah.
Like she would have had to have like it tattooed on her body, like the show.
Anybody can do it.
It was Sadie.
It was Sadie.
Yeah.
And we get in the car, and we don't think we knew what to expect of how she was going to react.
And she was so quiet.
So calm.
She didn't make a noise.
No movement.
And we were in shock the entire time.
Yeah, we started doing a Facebook Live.
Oh yeah, because we had done that and said that we were going out to capture her again. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we get to her foster's house, and this is what Sadie does is she likes to make me look really dumb. And this is another.
Every capture though, they like to make us look like we're very paranoid.
Yeah, we're very paranoid. Well, you've taken my phone, and now you've outsmarted me every way that you can. And so, of course, when we get to the foster's house, we're going through every single precaution, probably multiple times. Mm-hmm. As Sadie is laying there, not making a single movement, acting as calm as a dog can. And we're talking about triple leashing her almost, not letting her outside.
Mhm.
Every precaution that we take times 10 for her.
Don't
And
let
she's
her out of the zip tied crate overnight.
everything you could think of. We're telling this foster as Sadie is just laying there as calm and as she could be.
Yeah, she was scared, shaking a little bit, but I mean, other than that,
She really made us look like we were
overreacting.
we were the crazy ones.
They love to do that to us.
Yeah, they really do. They love to make us look like those people. And so then Sadie was reunited with her puppies the next day. We gave her the night to kind of calm down. I think we all three wanted to be there, but because we were the people who had been trying to capture her for months on end, it was probably best with our sense and smells that we weren't there, unfortunately, but we did get the videos immediately.
Yeah, Jen did a really good job. Jen with Marley's Friends is the rescue who took Sadie and her puppies.
Yeah.
She did a really good job of keeping us updated.
Yeah,
how
I think
everything went.
We were in tears, I think, the whole next day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was very emotional.
Yeah. And so that was Sadie's miraculous capture and how intelligent and brilliant she actually is, a complete mastermind.
Yeah, she's a street dog like through and through. I wouldn't even. I mean, I really don't know a dog that I last caught that was like that in the past.
And strategic.
Yeah, because her mind was just constant. You could see it.
Like looking, like.
You could see it go. Like,
she was analyzing.
Yeah. You really could.
So Sadie is very much loved by everyone. Everyone at Duck Team 6. She's going to be such a good girl once she really comes around. She's doing really great at foster now.
Yeah.
She's now receiving pets. She's coming in on her own accord and allowing the foster and the foster's family to give her pets. She comes in and will sit with them while they're watching TV. She's becoming friends with one of their other foster dogs. So yeah, she has, I think, 5 of the puppies with her right now. And so I think there are 5 that are still up for adoption or foster.
Yeah, foster to adopt.
Foster to adopt, yeah. So as the Sadie saga concluded, we were then going to start working on the boys. And please know that none of us, even for a second, ever forgot the boys. We were watching them, monitoring them, loving them from afar as if they were our own. I remember several times I would fuss at them if it was cold or raining. I'd be, get in shelter, go to your shelter. We would be fussing at them. Just like I said, watching all their mannerisms with each other and falling head over heels in love with both of them. But it was very strategic the way we had it planned out because this was our first multiple dog capture case. And so in a while. In recent years, it's our first one.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good. And so we had to be very strategic about who we got first, why we did what we did. And so I'll let Katie kind of share the decisions that we kind of made behind the scenes and what led to the choices of who got to get captured first.
Yeah, so we chose to get Sadie first because she is an unspayed female. She'd already had a litter of puppies, so we were trying our hardest to get her before she had another litter of puppies. Unfortunately, she was just too smart for us to be able to do that, but that was the goal. But either way, once she became pregnant, then we needed to get her and the puppies even more so. It was still urgent to get her first. With the boys, we also needed to capture them at the same time because they were so used to each other being there. We were afraid that if one of them was taken away, the other would have no reason to stay in the area and would go find somewhere else.
Yeah. And so we couldn't attempt capture until we had approved fosters for both boys. Our number one priority was to get them safely caught same day, same time, so we could secure them with the fosters. And so the boys had been conditioned for months and months and months on end. They would walk into the trap simultaneously into a trap.
It didn't take long to get them conditioned. They were just like, oh, this is where I eat. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't care about the trap. They didn't care about the things Sadie cared about. There's so many times we would watch them walk in and eat, and we would be like, trapped. trapped. And so we would watch them and like joke with each other that they were trapped right then.
We caught them like 60 times.
Yeah, we caught them a whole lot of times in our heads. And so I think we ended up being about 8 months of pleas for fosters to step forward for them. And then finally,
in and of itself, the amount of time it took for a foster to come forward, quite honestly, is pretty heartbreaking.
So it was one of the hardest struggles for all of us, was to see these two boys who we knew were so deserving to take so long to get fosters. And I think one of the hardest parts for me was they were the only two during the freeze that no one made an offer for.
Yeah, and we put a post out for what?
Five or six dogs, and they were the only two. Yeah. But thankfully, the day did come, and we were able to get two fantastic fosters to step up. And so we wanted to get those boys to safety as quick as we could. We worked on a plan, and within days, we had a plan set up. We were going to get, it was a Sunday, and we're going to go out Sunday. We're going to get a U-Haul. And so all the stars had aligned that day. And so...
Except, remember the battery wasn't charged for the remote trigger.
Oh, that's right.
And we were originally going to do a corral capture.
That's right. So we had to pivot last minute.
Yeah, but because we had the U-Haul, we took both traps.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the whole process of us trying to get the boys caught, trying to get Sadie caught, someone stole our equipment that was out there, that was locked down, cable tied, everything. Yeah. They stole a whole 5-foot trap and a camera. And
on a bicycle.
On a bicycle.
We got to see the footage of them riding on a bicycle with the trap.
And we were grateful enough to have people reach out and provide us funds to buy a new trap, buy a new game camera, buy coveralls. We have some very gracious donors, and we're very grateful for them.
Very, very grateful. So Devin goes and gets the U-Haul. We make a plan. There was us three. We had Monica there, Carly there, Chris there. So a lot of us on hand, because we weren't sure what was going to exactly happen and how many people we would need. And so we get there and kind of assess the situation. And since we didn't have the remote, we decided to set up traps side by side.
Which actually it worked really well, because Chris and I got there first, and the boys, of course, were out lounging under one of the big 18-wheelers. And so I was texting them, and I was like, hey, they're here.
And that was what Devin and I talked about. If they're there, we're going to get them. We just needed them to show up that day and be hungry enough to go into the trap.
When they were closer to the area where we had a box trap set up originally than they were to the corral. So that also worked out for us.
Yeah. And so, huge way. So we set up both traps, put tons of good food in there. And then we went, and I think I shook some food at the boys. Ranger was sleeping. He lifted his head up, laid it back down, not interested. Where Sweet Buck was like, okay, let me go investigate what this lady's out here doing again. And so I went and hopped in the U-Haul. We were all in the U-Haul. Devin put it in reverse, so we back up. And so we're all watching from the U-Haul. And Buck circled once or twice, not very long.
It didn't take him very long to go in.
Yeah. And then Buck walked right in. The trap shut, and thankfully Ranger did not see nor hear. So that was a really good blessing that we had.
What was the gravity trap?
Very quiet.
Which also kind of is another stars aligns thing, because y'all were originally going to go get one of our new traps, but didn't have time, so you had to grab the gravity trap, which we don't normally use because we can't lock it open. But they grabbed the gravity trap, which is a much quieter shut, which in this scenario worked out perfectly.
And it also worked out that Buck was really quiet.
Except for when I was zip tying the trap and
he
let out his one bark.
Yeah.
Right in my ear.
Buck is known for, he's a one bark kind of guy. He gets rough and he keeps going.
Yeah.
So on many occasions he would see us, give us one bark, and go back to sleep.
It's always out of nowhere too, so it always startles you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always like, oh.
And I had to make sure, Katie made a good point. She texted me, she's like, make sure the foster knows about his one bark. And I was like, oh yeah. So I had to tell the foster about the one bark. And so we ended up pulling the U-Haul back up there quickly, efficiently getting Buck into the U-Haul with all of us, and then reversing back and waiting for Ranger. Oh, Ranger, who was just snoozing per usual. These, just so everyone knows, these are the laziest street dogs.
Yeah.
We would pull up every time there, and they would be just sleeping, just laying there. They'd lift their head, look at us, and lay back down and go back to sleep, or they'd walk 5 feet and lay back down and go back to sleep. They were very comfortable in their uncomfortable environment.
Yeah.
Yes. Laying on the rocks, on the gravel, all of it.
Yeah. And so we sat, we waited. Ranger did toy with our emotions. He would get close, he would walk around the trap, then he would walk behind the trap. He walked off from the trap. At one time, we were assuming he was looking for Buck. He was not sure Buck had gone. We were hoping that he wasn't going to go off and continue down a path in the back to try to find Buck. And then Katie, I think, texted Devin or texted the group chat of like, hey, should I go put chicken out? Because she was closer to the trap. We were like, yes. And so Katie, you went and...
Yeah, I went with some canned chicken, which from us trying to get Sadie, I knew that the boys loved canned chicken. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what, I have some canned chicken. He hasn't gone all the way in, let me see. And so I trailed him some chicken, put most of it in the bowl, and that did the trick. He was staring at me, putting it in the trap. And then once he saw me leave,
it was pretty quick after.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Once the chicken was in, he was in.
Yeah.
Like he was okay.
Yeah. Which we had already put a can in there anyway, too.
I know. Our chicken wasn't the good chicken.
Yeah.
Right.
He needed to
see
you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he walked in, the trap shut, and I don't know about you guys, but it was like pretty much immediate tears of joy.
You were on edge. I just remember you were like breathing so heavily. And you were just sitting there and you were like this. And you were just like eyes wide. And I looked over at you and I said, chill out. I said, you need to breathe. He's gonna go in.
This also, weirdly, he's never cared about cars before, but Chris and I did have to like move the car so he couldn't see us.
Oh yeah, I had to. I was reversing like the entire time. I put that U-Haul in reverse, and I was just like, okay, everyone, hold on.
Yeah. He had to be a little.
So many people in the back of it.
There had to be some questions with Buck not being there. I think he was a little bit like,
yeah.
Well, Buck also like pooped his pants.
And the poop
After he got trapped, so it was all there. So I think he was like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, Ranger walked in. I'm shedding tears of joy. I think we're all crying at this point to actually see him trapped.
Luckily, I did not cry.
Oh, I was sobbing.
I almost cried, but it didn't.
Oh yeah.
Come out.
Oh yeah, you were sobbing. I remember.
Yeah. Well, you also said you hadn't processed it yet that it was happening.
I hadn't. I was just like, I don't know how we did this. Like, I couldn't imagine that them being off the streets finally.
It still feels so unreal.
Yeah.
That we finally have all of them.
I think I texted y'all. It was like a few days later, and because I was so used to checking my camera on the way home from work, that I caught myself going to the camera app to open it. I was like, I don't have to look at the camera app. They're caught. Like, it's just a surreal moment, and they're even right now. I have to process. They're really not down there underneath the semis. They're really safe in their fosters and actually doing great.
Yeah.
So it's been about a week now, week and a day, 2, 3, that the boys have been caught. Buck is interacting with his foster's dogs. He's allowing pets. He's jumping on their couch.
On their bed.
He's tail wagging. He's able to go outside and use the potty double leashed. I'm going to be honest, none of us really suspected that. We thought Buck would have a longer decompression time than Ranger.
Well, do you want to tell them your genealogy?
Oh, of course, I'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Ranger's taking a little bit longer. He's still making great progress from what I think any of us thought. he is coming out and very curious about his foster's dog. He is tolerating pets at best, but he is coming out of his crate, jumping on the furniture where the other dog sleeps, on the other dog's chair, going in the same room as the foster. And again, we couldn't ask for anything more in a matter of a week's time.
Yeah.
This is great progress for, our street dogs, who are not like shelter dogs. So street dogs are completely different than typical shelter dogs. They require much more decompression time, much more going at their pace. They're likely to never have had a home, possibly, or if they had a home, it's been a really long time. But maybe in a future podcast, we can get into maybe like the differences, so people know it's a different experience with different rewards.
Absolutely.
But I will share my genealogy.
Yeah.
So for all of y'all that know, every time we go into capture, I will speculate the genealogy for the dogs and the dogs in the neighborhood.
It drives us crazy.
However, it has been proven
One time.
We'll never hear the end of it.
by a DNA test that I was correct, and they said I couldn't be correct, but I was. But speculation is that Buck is the offspring of a previous litter of Sadie and Rangers. And that's kind of just based on the age differences in Buck's mannerisms with Sadie and Ranger. He was so puppy-like with them. Like, he would get in puppy pounce. He would lick their faces all over if they were gone from him for 30 seconds. Like, it was like the sweetest little, like, he just loved them, or he loves them so much.
So I think it's important that we address the boys not being fostered together. A lot of people have been speculating, that they are a bonded pair. That's kind of the word could be thrown around a lot. We hear bonded pair a lot, and the truth is that we don't know if they are a bonded pair or not. They're out there surviving. They're surviving together, so we don't know how they would have responded in the house together. They were together out of necessity, really. We've seen in the past that some dogs that were out together, once they get in the house, they start resource guarding from each other. Maybe they're not the best of friends anymore. Also, sometimes separating dogs that were together just really helps them be able to focus on the dogs in the house and their new foster, and they can just learn quicker. And we're seeing with the boys that they're progressing really, really well, and we don't know that would have happened if they were still together. The truth is that we'll never know if they would have truly been a bonded pair or not. But they're doing really well, and that's all we can ask is that they're safe, they're in homes that are caring for them, and they're progressing really well.
And the fosters are both really well versed in street dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we lucked out with that, considering it took 8 months to even find fosters.
Absolutely.
So they're doing really well, and we can't guarantee a reunion. We're not the rescue that took them in. But, while we would like to say that there would definitely be a reunion, we just don't know. And that's not up to us.
We also don't know how that would go. We've seen, like, even mom dogs, street dogs, and their puppies be reunited after a little bit, and
they don't want anything to do with
they didn't want anything to do with each other. So we can't predict how it would go either way. Yeah. And another thing is, when you think of a bonded pair and you think of separating them, you think of them being sad and moping, and the boys definitely aren't doing that. So don't worry about them being sad. They're definitely not. They're progressing. They're
Bonding with other dogs.
Yeah. So they're doing great.
So while we can't guarantee the happy ending of them being together or reuniting, I think our biggest happy ending is that they are safe and they are off the streets. And we couldn't ask for more. Oh. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, watching our first vlog here at...
It's a vlog.
It's a vlog.
Podcast. We don't know what it is.
This is our first one with Duck Team 6 behind the capture. I sound like a news anchor.
You do. That's okay. And now for the weather at 8.